As I was saying, this mob, the mob that I was talking about, is a wither. You build soul sand, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then place 3 with the skeleton skulls on top of the soul sand blocks at the top, and it comes to life. Although on a few versions it doesn't. Although on our PS4 easy mode, a wither spawns and it shoots. And funny thing is, it shoots exploding wither skeleton skulls. You use wither skeleton skulls to even build it. I'm like, what's the idea of that? Well, ghasts. Was I talking about this before? Well, a ghast. I have a friend named Cole who tried to ride a ghast, but he soaked right through it and fell into the lava of the nether. Of course, it lives in the nether. And he told it to me. First thing he said. First thing he mentioned to me. Now this. Have we done this before? I think this is the Ender Dragon. Well, yes. He's a big black dragon that lives in the end. And he lives with a ton of Endermen. Endermen, to some people, are considered bosses themselves, noting that they teleport and grab blocks. And I've heard of some people who had Endermen smashing blocks on their heads. I've seen them with flour before. Now the Ender Dragon, he's different. He shoots Ender acid balls, and if they hit you, you could die. Now you will respawn outside of the end, in the corner. It will say, like for example, if let's say your name was Mr. Plunger Papa, it would be Mr. Plunger Papa was slain by the Ender Dragon. Well, my name, I call myself Nick. On MCPE, I call myself Hero Ryan. Well, either way, the only like version of Minecraft I can find him on is PS4. It's actually really easy. I don't have to go to the stronghold. Usually I have a creative, build a portal to beat the Ender Dragon, blah blah blah, get the egg, get out. Stuff like that. So then, after that, when you've defeated the Ender Dragon, you mine the egg, then go through the portal, and then press circle, and then you'll respawn with the egg. And the egg, if you switch it to creative after it was survival, you'll have the egg on creative mode. I know the only way to do it on creative is not very easy. Simple. Just place an Enderman next to the egg, and once an Enderman finally grabs the egg and walks away with it, kill the Enderman. Then the egg will actually be floating. It will appear to be floating. You walk up to it and it appears on your inventory. And then finally, when you get to the overworld, you can place it and, well, it does something. Now I haven't done that before, but I know this might just work. The Ender Dragon is quite complicated. He's even the strongest boss in Minecraft, I tell ya. Strongest. There's also something called an iron golem I'd like to show you, in case you haven't seen anything like a golem. So, an iron golem is something white. It's a white creature. Its body is built in the shape of a withered soul sand body, but built out of iron. Then place a pumpkin in the middle, and you've got an iron golem. Now this one holds a redstone torch. Now iron golems can't do that. Unless you've got the shape-shifting mod and then you shape-shift into an iron golem and hold a redstone torch. I mean, like, who wouldn't fall for that? Well, if it's creative and they try to kill you, now they know that you're not an iron golem. Well, iron golems, if any monster's nearby, they go chasing after it. If a monster's nearby while it's chasing after another monster, the iron golem won't go and attack the other monster until it's destroyed the monster that it's targeted. And it's a very great guard. I've done it before, and it wouldn't let a single wither into my house. My home is in the nether. Wither skeletons were spawning on my roof. And eventually I had to build an iron golem there. Funny thing is, it looked black. Maybe it was because of all the lava. Well, maybe twist. So iron golems, to build iron blocks, one iron block is 4 iron ingots. What's 4 times 4, Dad?
16.
16. So 16 iron ingots will equal 4 iron blocks, and 4 iron blocks can build the body of an iron golem. Then you search for a pumpkin patch, get the pumpkin, and after that you place the pumpkin on the very top in the middle. Then you get an iron golem. Snow golems are built just like an iron golem, but snow. There's also a mob called a zombie pigman. The pig one with the golden sword, obviously. Well, the zombie pigman is basically a pink thing like a zombie. And it's this. This is the zombie pigman. Now, I equipped it with a diamond chest plate to keep it safe. Diamond gear keeps you safe from almost anything. Now, they belong in the nether like a wither and a ghast. One thing you don't know is that they're docile until attacked. If you hit one, all the zombie pigmen nearby are going to switch hostile and then go chasing after you until they kill you. The only way to stop them from killing you, well, I think I know. Just knock them into lava near a wither, let the wither destroy them. Just hope the wither doesn't find you first. Withers are destructive. Now, the zombie pigman wields a golden sword. It only takes 3 hits for you to kill something with a golden sword. Now, with a rabbit, it only takes 1. You heard me? 1. Now, I have had a golden sword before. I've enchanted it to be flame 3. Then I hit a zombie pigman with my golden sword, and for some reason the zombie pigman started to flame. It was burning. Then I found out how to burn things with your own weapon. Now it's basically there's flame. There's the flame enchantment book that you can add together with the weapon and an anvil. But also, there's something else that I just can't remember. Well, the zombie pigman is the only way to create a zombie pigman is to strike a zombie pigman. The only way to make a zombie pigman is to strike a pig with lightning. To make a baby, you need to have a baby pig struck by lightning. To make an adult, you need an adult pig struck by lightning. Now you can use any type of pig to make a zombie pigman. Any type of pig. Even pig mods. Now obviously, mods are like something that normally can't find. Something like, well, for example, the man-eating plant. What's it called again? The Goliath. I saw it on a video. Totally some YouTuber. Well, basically, it's a man-eating plant. Now, on the other hand, zombie pigmen are basically, well, there's something strange that I've noticed. I've noticed that zombie pigmen have this sort of brown thing around their legs. Looks a bit like brown underwear. Could it be? Well, who knows? I'm fine with it. At least he's a zombie pigman.
What about that setup behind you? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, this one actually has a wither. I can show you the wither. It's this three-headed creature. When you create it, there will be this purple bar above that says wither. And your job is to kill the wither. If it's survival, your job is to kill the wither before it kills you. But if it's creative, you don't need to worry about that unless it destroys your house. That's happened to me before on a mashup on PS4. Candyland mashup, easy mode. I create a wither. His heads look like licorice tubes. Or cubes. So, withers, as I told you, they're built out of soul sand and wither skeleton skulls. They shoot exploding wither skeleton skulls, which is funny when I think of it. Well, the only way you can find them, and I mean actually find them, is in the nether. Another way to find it is find a wither skeleton, and then the wither skeleton will summon a wither to fight you. So, the wither, he basically looks something like this. Now, on the game, he doesn't really have this, but he makes his home in pigs. They're very strange. Well, withers are basically three-headed beasts. Like, they destroy your home. I've had one before, and it destroyed my home. It was my home pet. I named it Snickles. What? Is there anything wrong with that? No sense. It was named. Apparently, it wasn't so much of a sweetie. Well, like its name is based on. Very destructive. So much that I had to delete the world. Well, I built way more withers. I named one Grum once and it flipped upside down. Funny thing is, that was also the first time I killed a wither. Now, withers might be a bit strange and unsightly. They have glowing white eyes like Herobrine. If you wanted to see an image of Herobrine, well, there's a few videos that show that. So, there was also another creature, an Enderman. Now, as I was saying, Endermen work for the Ender Dragon itself. You find them in the end with the Ender Dragon circling above them. Now, you'd expect an Enderman to attack you. Well, in the overworld, if you look an Enderman in the eyes, it will beam you. It will beam you with a purple beam. And I've heard from some people that they summon the Ender Dragon. Now, if my calculations are correct, the Ender Dragon will kill you in one hit. So that's why it's very important to dodge him. Unless it's creative. That's my secret to killing him. I think I've done it 13 times. Like 10 plus 3, 13 times. A lot. It's a hobby. Now, Endermen, I hate Endermen. They teleport right in front of my face, and it's so frightening. I pull out my diamond sword, and I just start attacking it out of nowhere, like, ah! And then eventually, when I've killed it, if it's been holding a block, I will get the block. But if it's holding nothing, I will get an ender pearl. Now, if you throw an ender pearl, it will teleport, and you'll lose a bit of health, which is this thing that looks like a kebab. Now, the only way to heal it back is to eat. You need to kill something, get the meat, and eat. Now, raw chicken will poison you, but anything else that's raw won't. But if you don't want chicken meat to poison you, you must cook it. Obviously, I prefer cooked meat myself. I fed it to my dog and it said heal. Oh no, that happened. Now, there are a few more things. This is a wither skeleton. It's basically a black skeleton holding a stone sword. Now, if you see its sword rise up like this, like for example that, then you see this wither appear over it. You see this wither appear flying above it. It starts shooting at you. If you're in the Nether Fortress, I guarantee the wither skeletons inside the fortress won't survive if it hits the fortress. Now, you need to be down on the ground if you don't want to put any harm to those zombie pigmen and make them go chasing after the wither. I honestly don't enjoy it myself. I've tried to build an iron golem and I thought it would destroy the wither, but honestly, the wither killed it. 5 hits. Now, wither skeletons, if you kill them, you either get coal or bones. But if you're holding on to L2 and you walk straight through them, their head will disappear and appear to be floating on the ground. Then you will walk up to the head and grab it. Then the body will turn red, fall over, and disappear. Now the sword might be on the ground or coal or bones, but if all of that is on the ground, I eventually get extra luck. Now if you collected 3 wither skeleton skulls and 3 soul sand from the nether by shoveling it up, you can build another wither. The very best. They're a pest. Now, there's another thing I would like to show you. An ocelot. You mostly find these in jungle biomes. In fact, I personally find them on trees. It's very unusual. In fact, ocelots run around. In fact, I've once seen this thing under a tree. It looks sort of like a mirage. It looks like something, like some underworld. There was lava and water everywhere. The lava and water were next to each other, but they weren't producing obsidian. Or stone. A bit odd. Now, ocelots. They're a little green cat that can be, I know, a little yellow cat that can be tamed. They have little brown pixels on them. Now you need raw salmon or raw fish to tame them. I use raw salmon. So, an ocelot, any sudden movements will scare it away. Now ocelots are passive mobs. Passive mobs never attack you no matter what you do. Passive mobs just walk around. Now if you scare them, they go scattering away. Like, now, ocelots, you see these green eyes? When you tame them, they're still green unless you get a Siamese that is blue. So, the next thing I want to show you is a zombie. A zombie is basically something you find in dungeons. A dungeon is some sort of underground object. Like, there's a chest, maybe 2, and a monster spawner. Now, the monster spawner will have a zombie in it. Zombies don't always hold swords. So when the zombie spawns, it'll go chasing after you if it's survival and kill you. Now honestly, on creative, they don't go chasing after you. I had one for a pet. Fed it 20 villagers every day. And eventually, these zombies, one thing very special about them, the only place to actually, the only place for a zombie, the only place for a zombie to spawn, the only time for a zombie to spawn is night. It spawns and it will go after the closest player or villager. I guarantee you, villagers aren't very smart. But when I've seen a zombie go walking up to a villager. The villager just ran for his life, like. Let's say this is the villager. This is the zombie. The zombie was chasing the villager. It eventually killed the villager, and I was about to trade the villager. I was about to trade it for emerald.
How you can trade villager for emerald?
There's this thing that says trade. You tap it, and you're on some sort of trading thing. So there's objects like, if you have the right objects, you can trade it for something. Now villagers, obviously, I've traded a villager for a diamond sword. I only needed a few emeralds. And then, at that point, I got the diamond sword, and the villager, I actually saw him, there were these curls flying off him like, and I wondered what it was. It was always purple. And I saw its head like this. Their arms are always like this. Now I guarantee zombies always hunt villagers. Yes. There's another mob. The creeper. This is the trademark. It will do anything to blow up you and your creations. It walks up to you, you see it turn, it's like, and like you see it just turn white, regular, and then after a few, it just explodes. Now I'm telling you, it doesn't make a billow of smoke. It like explodes and there's like a little pit where it explodes. Now honestly, I'm telling you, creepers are pests. I was building a house in a swamp and creepers spawned in here. I made snow golems to kill it. There were 30 snowballs. And they accidentally ignited the creeper. The creeper then exploded and ruined my home. Now honestly, I don't think you would like that.
So you don't want to invite creepers into your house, right?
Yeah.
Because if it will explode, they will ruin your house.
Yes. But if your house is built out of bedrock, nothing can destroy it. Not even you. Unless it's creative. But if you build your house in the bedrock layer, for me, on PE, it's very possible to break through the bedrock layer. I broke through the last bedrock, and then I saw the little like crumbs, like they just fell really low, so low that I couldn't see them, and like there was just white everywhere where it fell. That was the end of the world. Now honestly, guys, you don't want to go in there. It is very, very bad. Lethal. Creepers are terrible. In fact, I found this creeper, he exploded, and he made a like really deep pit, and it went below the bedrock layer. I saw him respawn above the pit, but he fell, and then at the end of the world, I just saw him turn red and flip on. His side. Then he just disappeared, and then gunpowder fell to the bottom of the end of the world. Obviously, I was going to get the gunpowder, but I fell into. Honestly, that place is terrible. It'll take you a very long to fall to the bottom. And if you fall to the bottom, I guarantee you won't make you get out. Now, yes, there are more mobs. Just a few more. There are only like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next mob is a blaze. It is a yellow creature that shoots fireballs, which are basically, they look like gas fireballs, but they're all the same. It's basically a yellow thing. The white things flying around it are blaze rods. They're basically the arms or legs of a blaze. So when you kill it, you either get a blaze rod or glowstone powder. I honestly enjoy getting the blaze rod because I've enchanted it to be 5. I've enchanted it to be flame free. Then after that, I was busy burning blazes. They were burning, but they weren't losing hearts. And that was when I noticed they were fire resistant, honestly. Like, they are fire resistant. In fact, I've seen one taking a bath in lava, like, and it was sinking in. Like that. I just saw it sinking in. And then I looked at the bottom and I just saw it walking around at the bottom and I was like, what the? And then finally, I saw this gigantic blaze statue. And I saw this wither skeleton on top, looking through some sort of window. And guess what? He summoned this yellow wither for some reason. Now I wonder how you find a yellow wither. The wither skeleton was also yellow. Now honestly, the wither this time shot like blaze fireballs. Now honestly, I can tell you it was more like a blaze than a wither. So blazes are yellow creatures that shoot fireballs, and you can find them in the nether. You find them on top of the nether